welcome to another episode of the Always Be Testing podcast. I'm your host, DeGrange, and I'm really excited to talk to Sid Nagpal today. Sid, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. It is chilly in Austin, Texas. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's not like that normally. It's like certainly sub-freezing for the Celsius folks out there. So
Yes.
it's cold.
Tor yes, it's way colder here. In cold Toronto, -20 is what we're used to. But hopefully it warms up soon.
Awesome, man. So excited to talk to you. We've had some amazing chats, and I think this is going to be great for people to learn all things partner stack, all things community, a lot of the cool learnings you've gathered in your tenure in your career and in the work that you're doing there. So excited to have you on. Appreciate you making the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. Excited to get into it.
Absolutely. Maybe to kick off, you're tell us a little bit about what you're focused on. It sounds like very customer focused on the customer marketing partner stack. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and maybe how you define that for partner stack?
Yeah, absolutely. So I joined PartnerStack as the first customer marketer, I guess, in 2021, which feels like a lifetime ago, and sort of really scaled that function out to be what customer marketing is today. And so the way I sort of define customer marketing is kind of what a customer sees, feels, and experiences as a customer once they've sort of onboarded onto PartnerStack. And the way I've sort of defined it further is like we sort of have four main pillars of customer marketing. So we have expansion, we have engagement, we have education, and advocacy. So expansion really is obviously working with our sales team, our CS team to really expand our existing customer accounts, really help sort of grow our accounts and help them see more of an ROI with PartnerStack. Education is working very collaboratively with our product marketing team to make sure our customers are well educated on our platform and are able to use all the functionalities and again see the ROI that they've invested in. Engagement is our regular sort of campaigns or always on campaigns to make sure we're keeping engaged with our vendors through our email campaigns, through content, through webinars, and a whole lot more that we do. And lastly, and my favorite is obviously advocacy. That's where we sort of build a community online and offline. We do a lot of case studies. We do customer driven content. We drive reviews with our customers for G2 and other platforms. And that's really where we want to build our advocates and build a sense of community with our customers. So that's kind of how I've defined customer marketing and how I've sort of built this engine and hope to continue to scale and build this as we go through it.
I love it. I love thinking about engines and customer acquisition, customer nurturing, and something I've, lived and been a part of for quite a while. So it's cool to hear your perspective on it. Maybe just zooming out a little bit for folks that are newish and don't know much about PartnerStack yet. Can you just give the very basic of like what is PartnerStack for people coming in fresh?
Absolutely great question. So PartnerStack is the number one partner ecosystem platform out there. They are your one-stop shop to help manage, train, recruit, onboard, pay out your partners. You're able to run all types of partner programs on PartnerStack. And that's like a little bit of a spiel, I guess, of what PartnerStack does. I can go into it even further, but
Yeah.
that's a little overview of what we do.
Perfect. Perfect. And are you guys focused on the B2B landscape? Is that correct?
Yes,
With SaaS?
B2B is our focus for sure. And that's where most of our customers are. So B2B SaaS companies are who we work with.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. And then like obviously you've spent a lot of time in, developing community.
Mhm.
What is that? How do you kind of define community and what are you some of the things that you're doing with that as it relates to kind of nurturing customers?
Yeah, absolutely. I think community is so essential for customer marketing, in my opinion, is like the core of really building a well-oiled machine for customer marketing. And it's not just online, it's also
Phew.
offline.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And so we launched a online community called Partner Slack, which is obviously a Slack-based community, which has all of our customers, some partners as well. And it's been a great sort of platform for customers to connect with one another, discuss ideas, help each other with the product, sort of really connect with each other and grow and build. We also obviously do a lot of stuff offline, which is something I'm a huge fan of and sort of help build. We've launched something called Stacked, which was in 2022, which was our first ever conference. So we're now going on to our fourth one this coming year, or this year, sorry. And we've also evolved Stacked not to be just one conference in New York, but also now launched Stacked meetups. So we're doing multiple meetups in different cities. We're coming to Austin very soon, and then doing one in Toronto, one in San Fran. So we're really sort of making our mark everywhere that we go and building a community, not just online, but also like local communities in tech hubs where a lot of our customers, partners,
Awesome.
and even prospects are. So I think community is great, and I think being in the world of partnerships is people, and I think we sometimes forget that, and so we really want to make sure that we're able to bring people together because people want to connect with one another, they want to build together, and they want to learn together. And so I think in the world of partnerships, community is more important, more than anything else. I think it's so important in this space because it's all about the people.
I love that. I couldn't agree more. Kind of putting the customer marketing hat on a little bit. And would you maybe just drill down with me on some of the like use cases and maybe that ICP of like customer stage type? I'm just curious to learn a little bit more of that since the customer is really a big focus for you and your team
Yeah.
at PartnerStack, and just understand maybe how you think about that and some of those ideal customers that you see serving well.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's an interesting question because I think community serves all types of customers, whether they're a brand new customer or they're someone that's been with us for ages or someone that's sort of in the middle. Because I think people that are just sort of ramping up and getting onto PartnerStack, they want to learn from customers who've done this for a while and have been on it, or they can probably learn from other customers who are sort of in the same boat as them. Whereas the mid-tier customers may be more focused on the product and how to get more ROI from it. So they join our webinars or they come to our events. And similarly, people who've been with us for a long time are now our advocates. They want to help us build case studies. They want to give us reviews. They want to come speak at our events. So I think it's interesting how a community is not just for one type of customer. I think it's for everyone. I think there's a broad range of sort of things and channels that people can leverage as a part of this community. And I don't think you have to be a certain type of customer. It's sort of what you're looking to achieve from the community. I think we've also made sure to give people that platform and that avenue where these communities aren't only catered to one type of customer. There's different types of sessions. There's different workshops. There's different webinars. There's different things we do online that really make sure that everyone has a place in this community, which sounds a bit cliche, but it's truly what I believe in. I don't think we should have a community just for one type of customer. I think it should be for everyone, and everyone should be able to find a place and something that they connect to and relate to.
Amazing, amazing. Speaking of customer and focusing on them,
Yeah.
you sounds like you flew across the entire globe to meet with some folks.
Yeah.
Can you kind of share a little bit more about kind of how that came about and how it went?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a huge fan of travel and meeting customers. So those go hand in hand, of course. And so I was in India visiting family and friends in Delhi and realized that Freshworks is in the south, which is like a 3 hour flight. So I was like, it would be awesome to go and ask Tyler. He was like, absolutely do it. I was like, we can record some awesome content, which is actually coming out today. So it's very exciting and well timed. But yeah, I got to fly down to Chennai to meet Freshworks. So I spent a couple of days with them, which was awesome. I think just being in a different country, totally, literally across the world, and seeing what impact PartnerStack has. Because sometimes I think you're just on your laptop working away and you forget the impact that you're driving, not just in North America, but globally. And just being able to be in their office, like being in a different culture, seeing how they work, seeing how they operate, getting to shoot content there, working with a team from there. It was just an absolutely monumental experience in my career. I can probably say one of the top three coolest things I've done at PartnerStack was definitely this. And I think it's something that everyone should do if you're ever traveling and you know a customer that might be there. Go meet them. And we had some great meals together, had some awesome food, which is always the cherry on top. They showed me
Yeah,
around the city, and it was just, I think, when you get to meet people in person again, it's not just about work. You also build real connections, you build real relationships with people, which I value a lot. So I think just getting to spend time with people, you
yeah,
get past the laptop and you have such deep conversations. So it was awesome.
yeah. One of my favorite thoughts around that, I was sharing with somebody recently that when you're in person, there's just like literally scientifically so many more signals you get back in terms of reading the nonverbal, the body language. It totally changes the Zoom dynamic and the phone call
Absolutely.
dynamic.
Yeah.
It's a, do you see that come out in conversations and in community?
Absolutely. I think in-person events and in-person meetings, whatever they are, can drastically change the way you work with people and can change your dynamic with people in just a better. And I think we need to do more of it, and I don't think we do enough of it. I think COVID has still kind of affected how people view events and how many events people are doing, attending, or hosting. I think it's now starting to change, and hopefully will continue to go back to what it used to be. But I
Yeah.
think COVID's impact, I think we still feel it a bit, and people aren't as
Yeah.
passionate about events as I think as they used to be before COVID.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Kind of like dovetailing on that thought. I've heard, um, I want to say, I want to say it was Anthony Kanata, who's pretty prominent in B2B and in
mhm,
marketing and content and to some extent some community stuff. But
mhm.
he was talking about conferences and kind of how their model is not really what it used to be and how
Yeah,
that needs to be rethought and changed. It's sort of a different topic, but I'm
yeah.
curious to know your perspective because it sounds like, PartnerStack's looking at it a little bit differently. And
Hmm.
yes, you have a conference, but in my view, there's like an intimacy around it. I guess I'm curious to know like how you view conferences, how you view what PartnerStack's doing, because that's such a common form of community and like how people
Yeah,
meet in person.
of
How do you
course.
think about conferences versus like what PartnerStack's trying to do versus what you think is ideal for kind of that customer engagement, just getting the best out of these conversations?
For sure, yeah. I myself have been to so many massive conferences myself where you're like a one in a thousand, and you don't really get to actually network and build connections. You're sort of just there as an attendee, listening, walking around the floor. But I find that it's very hard to build connections and talk to people at a deeper level. And that's what we heard from a lot of people in the partnership space. A lot of people have gone to these massive conferences, but haven't come back with a whole lot and haven't had many positive things to say about the larger conference. And so we definitely didn't want to do that. We wanted to create a space where people are together for a couple of days, really learning together, working together, getting to meet partners, getting to meet other customers, getting to meet some prospects, really sort of having a diverse group of people there from our ecosystem. And we wanted to cap it at 100 people. And that's exactly what we've done. And now we've been selling out for the last couple of years, which has been awesome as we started this event in 2022. And now it's become a brand, an event that people are looking forward to. So I'm proud to say that we've kept it at 100 and we want to keep it at that mark because we want to keep it intimate. Like people have given us the best feedback about the fact that it's small and about the fact that they get to spend time with each other. And we've sort of seen the same people come each year. We'll obviously see some new faces, but it's almost we've built a community that want to come to Stacked each year because of what we get to present and showcase and the types of people that we bring to these events. People leave hugging each other. I'm on Instagram. Like it's like they're almost become this like Stacked family. I'd like to say, where it's really nice to
Yeah.
see like the same faces each year, and obviously new people joining as well. But I'm
Yeah.
very proud of what we've built, and now we're also doing meetups, so we'll see where that how that evolves. But it's really cool to see this like baby that we started, and to see how it's grown, and it's become a sold out event each year.
How many are you hoping for in Austin, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, absolutely. We're expecting between like 40 to 50 people there.
Awesome.
So more again, keeping it small, not looking to have it be 1,000
Yeah.
people, of course,
Yeah.
and getting to spend some quality time with people there, including yourself.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. It's in the calendar.
Awesome.
Into March. I think March 27th, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Little plug for everyone to sign up and get down here and join us.
Yeah.
I think so. Isn't there a study that there was an East Coast company that once they reached over 100 people in their company, they started seeing less kind of like dynamic interaction, less like name
Mm.
recall. I want to say they had like kept office spaces and pods like almost under that 100 number. Don't quote me on that, but I
Yeah.
think there's some research around that, and I wonder if having it be under 100, to your point, kind of
Hmm.
really kind of underlines that need of like improves that connection and recall and connectivity between guests at a conference or a mini conference. What do you think there's something to that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure of the science behind that, but I'm sure that there's something there. But I think keeping it at that mark is so powerful because you actually get to talk to almost everyone at the event. And we make sure to have multiple times during both the days for just networking. Our first day is just a welcome party. And honestly, I would say 80 to 90% of people actually come to that because it is a party that we throw. And you get to talk to everyone. You get to meet partners there. You get to meet other customers. And then throughout the day on day two, we have a lot of like networking breaks and times for people to actually work with each other. Then we have a happy hour afterwards, so like the party never stops. But it's a great time to sort of meet with everyone, and I think the 100 number, there's probably some magic to that for sure. Because every year we hear the same feedback that thank you for keeping it the size, thank you for keeping it small. We love the intimacy. We love how it was easy to talk to everyone. So I think there's definitely some power there for sure.
Yeah, and like I mean, I definitely think just from my perspective, having attended New York, it's what you're saying really resonates. And as a different type of customer interacting with the ecosystem, I'm very much a believer in kind of what you're talking about and what you're saying. I
Mm,
think there was an intimacy level that is unique and really powerful and helpful. So I think you
yeah.
got that one figured out, and excited to see what's next in Austin
Yes.
and
Thank
all
you.
these other spots, Toronto, San Francisco. San Francisco is a great ecosystem.
Yeah.
Um, there's all acronyms that fly around the industry, and it's
Yeah.
always, there's a lot of them. PRM. Give the audience a little bit of background on PRM and a bit more for everybody.
Yeah, so PRM is your partnership relationship management system. So sort of like a CRM, but for partnerships. And that sort of evolved to now be more of a partner ecosystem platform, as that's more encompassing and sort of includes the entire ecosystem. So PartnerStack is definitely your your partner ecosystem platform. And that's sort of what we're going to market with and sort of what we're known for, as as it's your one place to sort of manage, recruit, track, pay out, scale with your partners versus having multiple systems and spreadsheets and different things to manage your partnerships. So definitely sort of evolving to be more of a partnership ecosystem platform. I think that's sort of the new sort of terminology that's been trending in the industry and sort of where people are pivoting to. And that's sort of how I think that's evolved from a PRM to be
Yeah.
more of an ecosystem platform, as that's more encompassing.
And just like trying to give people more, pieces of that and trying to define and unpack and understand that. So
Hmm.
my sentiment is, coming from this, you're able to basically run affiliate, run a lot of internal partner ecosystem work off of PartnerStack for a brand. Can you maybe describe a little bit more about all the different types of partners in the partner relationship management space? Like go from like, small, more short term to like larger scale in your kind of, ecosystem, and just give people a little bit more under the hood of like what are those use cases? There's quite a few of them, which I think is really impressive. And
Yeah,
like historically, there's like tech partnerships and tech enablement and like
yeah,
partner marketing internally. So a lot of these things are kind of hard to understand, especially if people are not in B2B or software. But
yeah.
I think it's really a big differentiator for you all in PartnerStack, and I'm happy to just hear what your thoughts are there.
Yeah, for sure. Our network has all types of partners, and as a PartnerStack customer, you also get to list your program on our network and access over 80,000 partners. So it's sort of a great place to promote your program, get the right eyes, and recruit your partners to actually join your program. And that's been a great tool for a lot of our customers to help them grow their partner program, especially for partner programs that are just starting out and want to sort of build their program. It's a great way to get started. And so the type of partners we have is a broad range from affiliates to technology. Advice is one of our big partners. We have Forbes as well. So there's a broad range of the partner types that we have. So really depending on your program, the type of partners that you're looking for, you're really able to connect with them through our marketplace. We also now have a partner recruitment tool, which sort of helps you filter through the types of partners that we have in terms of what you're looking for based on different criteria, and a great way to sort of get connected with them and get them to join your program and then start working with them to obviously drive revenue. So there's a broad range of partners. Really depends on what you're looking for.
And for a company that is using PartnerStack to consider like what would be probably dubbed like more traditional partner marketing, where maybe they're like doing API integrations, let's say,
Hmm.
um, HubSpot, Salesforce kind of comes to mind. Obviously, some of that
Hmm.
stuff is they own and operate tech,
Hmm.
but for folks maybe who are newer to that, what's been the reception like from your view from customers who you're marketing to
Yeah.
around PartnerStack, and kind of like the response when it comes to like using PartnerStack as a means of like facilitating those more tech partner integrations and those more what has been very much historically kind of like an in-house function.
Yeah, I think the reception from customers has been amazing. I think we're constantly looking for like tech partners to work with and integrate with, of course, and we're launching new integrations very often. We always have some of our tech partners come out to our event stack as well to speak about their integrations with us and see how customers can work with them. So I think it's been received really, really well. HubSpot is one that we integrate with, of course, which was a big launch that we did last year. And we continue to look to see which platforms we can integrate with to help our customers grow, of course, and see a better ROI with PartnerStack. So I think being innovative and being on top of stuff and being ahead of the game is what PartnerStack loves to do and is what we do best. So I think we're always looking for the next best thing to help our customers continue to grow and scale with us.
That's awesome. No, I love it. Um, it is there. We didn't talk a ton about this, but
Hmm.
we're obviously investing a ton in what I would consider like the partner marketing ecosystem
Hmm.
in terms of B2B and tech and consumer as well for and obviously with work with you all it's much more B2B focused. But another trend we're eyeing and writing about and talking about, it's hot topic, is influencer.
Hmm.
Um, Creator may be a better word for the B2B side of it. And we see a lot on YouTube. YouTube's kind of become very powerful. What's been kind of your thoughts there in terms of maybe like customer feedback, or are you seeing a lot of customers really like wave the flag of like, hey, we really need a better solution for B2B creator? And how much of that do you hear when you're talking to customers? Because it seems to be such a significant movement. I'm curious to get your perspective on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the buzz has began, and I think we're starting to hear more and more about it all throughout the ecosystem, as you mentioned. I haven't heard a lot about it yet, to be very honest, but I definitely see a lot of stuff happening on LinkedIn and people talking more about it and how can we sort of get more into that space and how can PartnerStack sort of help with that. Um, Not a whole lot more I have there, to be honest. But that's sort of, I think there's a lot that we can do with it and a lot that we're looking into. But it's definitely something that's on the rise, and we're seeing how sort of PartnerStack can help our customers and, of course, our prospects tap more into the influencer side of things.
Yeah, and I think it's stepping back. Obviously, PartnerStack super invested in affiliate marketing world and what some call partner marketing. And I think that it's widely reported like the growth rate there is significant. The growth rate there is
Hmm.
outpacing. It's a more nascent market that's growing really well, which is awesome for PartnerStack. It's awesome for Roundbar Labs. We're seeing a lot of investment and growth and performance there with our clients in that vertical. Um, I would imagine it's almost like compounded by with the whole creator movement, and a creator is going to continue to see this next wave of creators. It's already happening in our view. We're
Yeah,
seeing it constantly, and it's been fun. So yeah, I wrote a piece on the newsletter about it, and it spans beyond consumer. It's certainly happening directly with B2B as well. But I think B2B's wave is coming to your point, and it's starting to happen.
absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how things sort of pan out over the next little bit and how
Yeah,
it takes over the B2B world in some ways and what the impact is.
totally, totally, and kind of in that spirit of always be testing and thinking about the learnings that we've gathered and you've seen.
Mhm.
Do you have an example of like trust building and such? That's really such a core piece of what we're seeing in the market of like that need to kind of elevate trust building. Brands can no longer really talk just directly to customers as effectively and as in a trustworthy way as they used to. They kind of need those third parties that we work with, to
Mhm.
kind of deliver that trust, deliver that authenticity. Do you have some examples that you've kind of seen come to life on PartnerStack that you might want to share?
Yeah, in terms of trust building with customers or trust building in the market.
Yeah, but probably more trust building in the market. If you
Yeah.
step back and think about, a great SaaS brand that's plugged into PartnerStack that you would call a customer that's coming
Hmm.
in, it's using PartnerStack, and then they're going out to their customers and acquiring
Hmm.
a significant amount of customers to their B2B SaaS product
Yeah.
via
Gotcha.
trusted, authentic third parties, but using
Right.
PartnerStack to do that.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of customers that have done that very, 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 very well with us and have really scaled from like 0 to 100 with us and built out their partner programs, expanded their partner programs to be multiple partner programs and hire from our network and are really true hero customers. One that I'll name drop for sure is Monday.com. They're one of our biggest customers, of course, and one of my favorite customers to work with. They have an awesome team there. We worked so much with them on various different initiatives, whether it's like marketing with us, it's coming to and speaking at our events. And they've done a fantastic job at really building their program. So they have like world-class onboarding program. They recruit a lot from our network. They continue scaling with PartnerStack and trying different things, marketing to our different partners through different channels. And they're constantly, as you would say, always testing, which I think is an amazing sort of mindset to have and amazing model to use, especially in the partnership space. So they've been a customer that I've worked very closely with on lots of different initiatives and continue to work with them. And an absolute fan of everyone on that team as well. So it makes working with them a lot more fun, a lot more easier. But they're truly someone that's sort of really gone to market with PartnerStack and has done some amazing things and continue to do so.
I love it. I love it. Um, no, this is awesome, man. And I think you're dropping some good things. And we see oftentimes like kind of have sales led growth, SaaS. You've got product led growth. Do you kind of have like a um, community is obviously something you're really invested in and
Hmm.
seems to be working for PartnerStack, and you're leading that charge. And you talked a lot about the value in that. Is there like a for brands that are kind of like trying to capture community and trying to build community and think about community,
Hmm.
is there like a maybe percent allocation of test budget or a percent of your marketing that should be community based? I'm sure it's
Yeah,
pretty unique, but you're kind of there on the front lines, building these relationships with PartnerStack customers. How do you counsel a brand on how to do that in community?
for sure. That's a great question. I don't know if I have the exact number or what that magic number would be, but I would say like events one aren't cheap to sort of run and do if we're thinking more of the offline part of community. It's also a lot of time and work that it takes to put on events. So I would say about probably like 20% should be something that you can like test out and see how that lands with your market and your audience because a lot of work and time, as I mentioned, goes into these events, but there's lots of ROI that also comes out of this. You're sort of investing in your customers, you're investing in your prospects, in your partners, whoever you're inviting to these events, and they will then speak highly of you and you're able to build these connections with them. So it's sort of like a revenue driver for sure. You might not see the impact immediately, but there's a lot of power in investing in this community that then get people to become advocates for your platform and then sort of get you more business and speak highly of you. It's also a great time to get your prospects to actually meet your customers in person, which is also very hard to do
Yeah.
virtually, but very easy to do in person. So I think that
Yeah.
there's a lot of power and a lot of ROI that you can see if done well. But I would say maybe around that 20% mark could be a good sort of thing to first test out, see how it does, and then pivot accordingly.
Yeah. I'm envisioning like kind of this qualitative and quantitative data point of folks that are not able to connect in person. They do, either an existing relationship or new, and you kind of see that change, firsthand. I've experienced it firsthand. Our team has. It's still very much a part of our lives and business and culture. And I think even with this
Hmm.
like wave of AI and tech and some
Hmm.
fears around what's coming, I think there's a lot of excitement and positivity and value in just getting humans together, which is what you're really doing. And I love that we get to do that in our community in this ecosystem.
100%.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Coming down the home stretch, we're doing the quick fire round, learning a little bit more about Sid.
Yes, let's do it.
Throw out some a favorite book recommendation. What do you got?
Oh my God. Favorite book? One of the books I love is called The White Tiger. There's actually a movie on Netflix based on it. But I read the book before the movie came out, but highly, highly recommend it. Super easy read, very interesting, and just a very cool story. But and if the book's not for you, watch the movie and then read the book. But highly recommend
Awesome.
it.
I love it. I love it. Latest TV show binge, guilty pleasure. What do you got there?
So one that I'll say publicly is White Lotus. Season 3 just came out, so I watched the first episode last weekend. So waiting for the next episode. But another show I'm embarrassed to share, but I'll share is Dubai Bling, trash reality TV, but great to binge watch while you're doing other things.
Amazing. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I have to confess, I'm a huge White Lotus fan. I actually, my newsletter was dedicated to all the crazy stuff HBO Max has put out and all like insanely good value that people have seen ever since Sopranos to The Wire to Succession to White Lotus, and I could not agree more. I admittedly did not watch the season premiere, but I made it prominently featured in our in a newsletter drop yesterday, and um, I really I'm a huge fan. I'm excited to watch it, and yeah,
You need to
I'll,
watch it.
I'll be
The intro to season three is getting a lot of heat because it's really kind of odd the way they've made the intro sound. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it once you do watch the first episode.
the we actually sourced a creator for something unrelated, and they actually used the White Lotus theme song in their post for one of
Oh,
the
nice.
brands we represent, which was pretty hilarious. So yeah, it's a pretty good one, and I love the call out. Timely as well.
Nice.
I got to do some catching up. Um, I got into the agency and got super addicted to that. It's a Paramount Plus show. Stellar cast and some pretty good ones. I actually still need to watch the final episode, which is kind of a funny story, which I'll share another time. But
Yeah.
it's a good one. So,
Yeah, for sure.
what's something people might not know about you?
Um, People don't know about me. I grew up in Dubai. Fun fact. I
That's
was there
amazing.
until I was nine,
Wow,
and then moved to Toronto when I turned nine. I just went back to Dubai after 23 years to go visit, and it is a different world. It is not the Dubai that we knew when we left. So it's very interesting to see how that place has completely changed. But a really cool place to grow up as a kid.
that's
But now
amazing.
it's a different world for sure.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah,
That is so amazing, and I can only imagine all the change that's happened.
yeah,
I will have to like we need to set aside a time to talk about that. I really want to go visit. I've heard amazing things, and
yeah. Highly
that's a lot.
recommend it. Yeah, cool place though.
Amazing. Sid, you're absolutely the man. I'm so grateful to have chatted with you. Thanks for taking the time. Tons of learnings about community and you working with great customers at PartnerStack, and we're just grateful for all the conversation and learnings that you've dropped today. So thanks for joining.
Yes, no, thank you for having me. Appreciate all the questions. Appreciate the time, and can't wait to see you soon in Austin. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. See you soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.